This year started off with a bang. Despite the nerfs, I played primarily Viper, and I grinded as hard as I could. And I ended up getting Diamond, a new record high for me. But as we all know, the grind never sleeps. Welcome to Lotus. It's time to learn what Viper can do. I'll be driving home. There we go. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is one of the biggest things that you want to cover. This lineup, or I guess this sight line, is one of the most important sight lines on the entire map. Just because if you can get control of this area, then you block off one of the sights into B, you completely block off A. On defense, it's pretty easy if you have an op. You just hold this line, look for crosses, and they're the ones that have to smoke it out. But if you don't have an op, I think you'd want to either put orb here and then fight in this corner and have someone fight door, as everyone's going to be either coming from here or taking a disadvantage fight walking through here. Or I guess you could also play back on site too. But really, you want to fight for this control. Really, you don't have to do much for this lineup. And I guess you don't have to do much for this lineup either. Both of them come pretty quickly just with a normal throw, slightly above the wall.
Let's go. Poison orb emitting.
And then you can actually use this to push up here as well and prevent them from even coming out. And then you could just fight on this corner, which is another thing you could do. Play here. I think defense on this map is a lot more simple than attacking. Attacking is very complex. But A is very simple. I think ideally you do want to do the two that go here. This one or this one. Just so you can fight for both the door and, well, the breakable door as well. Just so they don't have that easy out into B. Speaking of B, there are some walls that I like on B, but honestly, defending B is hard as hell. There's so many avenues that you can come from wrapping around here. Both of these, you'll hear the door break on this side, but they can come in from door on right side, normally here on left. You don't have a lot of opportunity to truly defend B, but you could try. I think we're going to do a lighter angle on this, something like this. That way you get, your team gets box if they want to play box. And it covers this sight line a lot better. And it gives them door control, but it actually does block off C. And if your team is playing up top, then they can hear the door go off. Fire here. At the door. And then they get a free, well, basically cover for anyone actually pushing into C as well. So I think that's probably going to be the default wall. I think this does a lot for your team. And ideally, you're playing somewhere back like here, watching for that push. They can flash out, you cover easily. If someone pushes in through here, they'll flash here, but you're holding a safe angle so you can back out and play retake with your team. And this becomes a really good wall for retakes as well. I like it. I think that's going to be my default wall. If they're playing heavy A, then maybe you could do something like this. Or maybe you could do something like this. The only thing with creating lineups for A is that if you block off this sight line, then it just sucks for you more than the defenders. It gives them free reign to get to door and to come at this angle, or to come at this sight line from a multitude of different angles. Because this gives the benefits of both orbs, like both orb potential spots, and still covers B. Which does free up your orb for playing on site on A, retake on B, that sort of stuff. Like you can throw orb here. Something like this, looking at specifically the angle of here. That way they have no potential to even utilize high ground. In order to peak high ground, you have to drop off the wall. So this is an alternate wall, but I think in most scenarios, I want to try the B wall and see how that works. Because I think that one might be the best wall. So you might actually want to put it a little bit to the left, actually, to completely cover it. So something like here.
Poison orb emitting.
And it still accomplishes that first drop, but now completely covers this as well. So you can walk up to site and then play with the people back here. Maybe clear it out.
Poison orb emitting.
I think this does hit you. And this orb covers the entire part of this as well. So they have to push up to plant the bomb, or they are susceptible to mollies. I like it. I think I'm going to try using this as a default. So we either place the orb on A or we place the orb here. No lineups required because, you know, just run on site and throw it. So let's think realistically. Where are you actually playing when you plant A? I think you might want to play drop. Something like this corner because you can hear them drop on both sides. And then kind of play accordingly. So something like this would need to be cleared. If I'm playing on site, I'm aggressive as shit, to be honest with you. If I can get the opportunity, I'm coming up ropes, and honestly, there's no lineup for that. I'm either playing that box, or I'm playing in this room. We may be able to find a orb. Ooh, wait, what if I find an orb lineup for retaking? So, let's say the bottom corner of your poison bar should go into this corner.
Here.
And if you do that, I want the icon to disappear. Thank you. And if you do that, then it should work every time. Does not have to be super precise. I think that works. So let's say I'm not looking at the map. I just lodge myself in that corner. I look up. I look for this. Second wall in between the two pillars. Then just put the fourth one there. A quick throw. And it lands there almost every time. So for the lineup in B, snap to this corner while looking straight down. Go to this leaf right here. Hit the corner where the leaf meets this kind of circle arch thing, and then just do a jump throw. Unfortunately, I do have to do a jump throw because it's the only way that it works, but it is pretty consistent every... I mean, as long as you have like decent timing with the jump throw. As long as it's not horrendous, let's say that. And this will accomplish that same smoke, but from B. If you're playing on B, and if for some reason you have your orb, maybe you picked it back up, that works. Really, I think the biggest thing, I think this works a lot better on B than it does on A. Simply because you can walk out B immediately after this. Now, there's always that level of risk because, quite honestly, you're standing in the middle of B. And if anyone is pushing A and they want to maybe wrap around, to be honest with you, they wouldn't come through Link. They'd go through stairs. But they could come through Link. And if you're standing there doing a lineup, you can just get shot in the face. But you can throw that lineup out. And let's say you already used your B wall like here. Right? You now have that extra point of retaking with that orb. And you can just walk through mid, clear out all of this back part here. And now you have a bit of a flank on them if they're holding like this corner, if they're pushing through stairs, if they're holding this box right here. This is a second angle, and then you can walk onto site and really just help your team out on drop. At the very least, you have it in your back pocket to get that orb into tree room or in front of tree room, basically from wherever. Yeah. I think this orb works very well for retaking and holding down the site on its own. If you want to commit the orb here and you're playing C, I think this is how you do it.
Poison's off.
But honestly, I think that's it for defense, to be honest. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I'll have to see how the map is played a little bit more, but I think that's kind of the default you're going to want to do. And let's move on to the much harder part of this, and that is attacking. If I can get a lineup here from spawn, that's Pog. Okay. So this is going to be very weird, but hear me out. I think I see it. So let's see if I can explain this with the utmost accuracy. So there are lines in between your abilities, kind of like little line segments. We're looking at the line segment in between the Viper wall and the Viper ult. That little circle on the end of that is going to line up with the bottom of that tree. There's a little, like, leaf that is darker than the rest of them. If you line up the bottom dot with the very bottom of that leaf, that's the setup. In editing, I'll zoom in on shit. It'll make a lot of more sense on that front. You go into the corner, drop it behind the leaf at the very bottom of it, and does it work? It does. Okay. That's the setup. It's something. Definitely we're using everything that we possibly can, but it works. And that's the important part. And I think it's very important that I have that orb, because taking B with a Viper wall is extremely easy. There is no thought behind it. All you do is just a simple wall like this. You cover both upper and lower with something like this. Just make sure that this hits this corner right here. Doesn't have to be precise at all. And then there you go. Covers both sides. That was the real unlocking as well, because this gives you potential into both A and B, right? If you're playing B, then this wall works. If you're not playing B, then you can still use, like, here to get a wall down, like, diagonally. Let me just... No. And something like this. Now you can pick up your orb because stairs is covered with this wall. And then drop is covered with this wall as well. And if they're playing on site, you just have to clear sight. Hopefully you have teammates pushing through door if you're taking A, right? And you can do a two-pronged attack from here. You can plant the bomb, I don't know, wherever. Most people usually plant on box. And you get a very nice delivery into sight. All you have to worry about is potential drop players, right? Just worry a little bit about that. And you know what? Now that I say that I'm worrying about it, you can pick up the orb and probably have a lineup for a drop. Let me see if I can find something real quick. We need to do like a wall bounce or something like here. Really, you could just like walk on the corner, bounce it off of here. It doesn't have to be precise at all, but this really helps you get sight. You now cover the top, you cover your drop. You can plant open if you really wanted to. Doesn't last forever, so make sure your team is actually paying attention, but works out well. B is straightforward, but I don't think it's very good. Because if you're attacking from B, then you don't have the control of A, and you don't have the control of C. And without the control of either of them, it kind of leaves you open to attack from all sides, right? Going directly through B main really gives you nothing. And then now your whole push can get deleted by a Phoenix walking through door and flashing through and destroying everything, or someone holding A link and clearing you guys out. Unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there's any way you can circumvent that without getting either C or A control. Now, if you do get C control, then a wall like this really does help. Or a wall like this really does help as well. Because then you get a little bit more control. You can cover boxes with something like this. And the real, like, caveat is not the wall itself, but just the fact that you know that no one can be coming from this angle. So you don't have to worry about, like, aggressing over here and then planting and then really just having the flanks just destroy you. It's really just, you know, how much cover do you have against flanks? And getting that control really helps. So that's B. For C, this was the one I hated the most. I think in every rendition of the wall, you have to fight mound. It's just an inevitable. If they're pushing forward, they get mound control very easily. I will tell you their wall is here. The game starts, zoop. There you go. You now have mound control, and now you have to fight for it, right? There's no wall that will help you fight mound, because at the end of the day, you have to push through it. Something like this does help out a little bit, because it does help on site, and most importantly, I've found that most people really, really like this box. For some unknown reason. I don't get it because this box is shoot throwable. But this wall kind of is there to push them back into box, because when they're in the box, I mean, it's a very easy snake bite into just fire in that direction, right? My job is to make sure that people do not respect this box at all, because they definitely should not. This box sucks. How else do you do it, right? Let's cover here, cover here.
Toxins going up.
And you just have to acknowledge that this wall helps out at the bottom. You're going to have to take this fight, right? Now, there is one thing. This will not help with sight, but it will help with taking the mound fight. So you can isolate anyone standing on mound. This is a little, right?
Poison orb emitting.
Actually, that might be better. Cause you get no. Oh, that's better. Oh, that is so much better. Hold on. Where was I? Where was I? Either way, whether it's close or far, it works. But let's say for arbitrary reasons and arbitrary reasons only, you just hug this box and then this line, you just go until you see the elephant's eye. And then when you see the elephant's eye, just throw it there. And then combine with the wall. Now you literally only have to take the mound fight. And if they want to commit, they're going to have to really, truly commit. And then you can just snake bite the corner and then take that fight. Okay? And now you have full door control. You can cut back through mid. Now you can pick up your orb and then do something. You can do something else. But now you have your orb for that post plant. Once you clear everything, you can put orb on site on the bomb plant and then just play, I don't know, lower. Snake bite lineups do work there. Or you could aggress further and then gain control of this whole area. And then from here, now you have the funny haha lineups for your snake bite. All right. Not a lot of actual lineups, just more ideas on where to put the wall and where to place the orb. But I guess it's time to truly become a nerd and try and figure out snake bite lineups. Yay! So let's say I was a super nerd and the bomb was planted and I wanted to sit like right here. Oh, wow, that was very close on the first shot. Oh, the Lotus moves. Oh, that. Oh, I can't use it. Oh, I can't. It moves. Oh. Now this is far better, right? Because you have to walk into it to do both bottom and top, and I guess it's good for post plant too. Let's say the snake bite has to be pointing to the little curve on the leaf. Have it hit the tip of that curve. It's a very precise lineup, and you don't have a lot of reference points for it, to be fair. But if you get it down, boy, oh boy, is it good.
Poison orb emitting.
That is very good. If you have detail quality, then it's still possible. But without detail quality, you cannot do this lineup. So turn your detail quality up if you're doing this. That was almost the sickest lineup I think I've ever seen. Oh, there it is. All right, so specifically on high quality, this works. Bottom left of the bar hits the tip of that little plant right there, and understand that this is the second one furthest from the left. Right? Toss it there. And it lands on the box. It covers both sides. If you have your orb there, congratulations, they die. Right? So let's say you have low quality. You just W key into this corner. You should eventually slide into it, right? And you see the diamond on the snake bite. You point that at the top of this leaf. I can't ping it, but it's right there. And then at the very tippity toppity tappity toopity of that leaf, hit the snake bite, and it should land right there. And for all intents and purposes, it covers the same exact thing. It'll kill you right there. I don't even condone using post-plant snake bite lineups, but, you know, go crazy. You have some of them now. You're welcome. Hello, day 2 Maceo here, and I did find something for post plant on C. Now, you come into this corner, and just as proof, this works on any quality. We'll do low. You are going to want to line up between, and I will zoom in on it as well, this leaf right here and this leaf right here. So you're going down to where these two meet, somewhere around here, right? And when you do that, do a jumping snake shot, and then it will land right here. And that is just enough to cover the entire bomb if you plant in this corner. If you get that jump down, like I said, I really do hate using jumping lineups, because if you don't know the timing, it just doesn't feel consistent. But if you get into the rhythm, you jump and then a frame later you shoot, so your snakebite gets that upward momentum. If you practice that, then you will be able to hit this every time. And that upward momentum is very important, because if not, it's going to hit the ceiling up there. But you have a post plant for C now, and that means that we have post plants for every single one. Use them wisely. I really don't want to see Vipers in our spawn, but this is a last ditch effort in case you're not there in time. There you go. Hello, further into day 2 Maceo here. Now, after that first lineup, I was effectively banging my head against a wall trying to figure out any more post-plant lineups for like 2 hours. And then I met a guy called Tarieal. Now, I had played against him, he had done a post-plant lineup, and he said that he had a lot more. He was kind enough to show me all of the post-plant lineups that he had. Everything after this is his lineups, not mine. Full credit goes to him.
Yeah, so you line up like the little thing that surrounds the button
Right.
with the edge of the wall.
There.
And then, you know when you pull out your snake bite, there's like the box that shows up above your toxin meter.
Right.
It has like the mouse icon in it, and then the reticle.
Yep.
You want to put the reticle right on the bottom of this mark. No, that landed. You line up like just right where the ramp meets the flat part, and then where this pillar meets this thing, like just aim at the corner a little above that. Oh, the bounce is kind of weird. That has to be pretty exact. Yeah, that's good. And then there's one farther back if you don't want to play that close. There's like a leaf that sticks out. So you see this beam
Correct. Yep.
where they meet, like right in the middle. So like your HUD bar line on the bottom right, like where your ammo is,
Uh-huh.
you just want to put the tip of that like right in the middle of where they meet.
So when you say ammo bar line,
Like when you have your gun out, you see where your ammo is, and then you see like the line that goes underneath it,
correct.
the very right tip of it, like the bottom right tip. So the HUD bar line, like on the opposite side, so instead of the one under your HP bar, you know, I mean the one under your HP bar, not the one underneath. You know? The top right of that one. So like the tip that kind of goes into your snake bite icon. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. What are you? So this corner.
The dark line.
I pinged it.
Yeah,
like
just
you
right
said.
there. Yeah, right there.
I think it might be off on that one. Nope.
No, that hit. And also, I just realized I have one like right here. But you could totally do both of these. Like you can just do the first one over here, then run and do the second one from here.
Yeah.
You just stand right here, and then this roof, tip of that roof. The top left corner of your toxin bar. You just put it right on the corner.
Got you. Yeah, you definitely could do both.
So this vine, it goes like almost straight and then it starts curving slightly. And then right when it starts curving, you just follow it up a tiny bit and then see if I can, let me just shoot it again. And then you can look.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, damn. That's the same thing.
These boxes, okay, so you see, that is not a good gun. That accuracy sucks. You see that little dot thing? So it's the bottom right HUD tip again, like the one near your ammo.
Got
Same
you.
one you use for the, yeah, and you just put it right on top of that little dot in the circle.
Oh, you're testing my eyes with this one. Is it a jump shot?
No, it's just normal. Then if they plant on the side of the stairs,
So top of that
that
corner.
roof corner,
Yeah.
you literally just aim at that corner. That's for like the right side or left side, whatever. Well, it depends on where you're planting, but if you're planting near like the box at the very front of site when you're entering, I mean, you'll see where it lands when I shoot it. But you see this thing? So your alt icon, you know how there's like the dot in the middle of it, like the hexagon? Just put it on the very tip of that corner that I shot. That's it. You don't want it like inside of the tip. You want it like just touching it barely.
Got you.
Oh, this one's kind of weird. I remember what it is. So you see this dot that I just shot? There's like a little dot, right?
I actually do not.
You might have to wait for my bullet marker to disappear. So, your smoke grenade icon, you know how like there's, I mean, it's not like a triangle, but the center part of the icon, how it narrows down into a tip on the bottom.
Yep.
You want to put that tip like on it and then raise up until the tip is actually in the circle that goes around, if that makes sense.
Dog, what?
Well, this is so you know, like not the icon itself, but the indicator that tells you like if you actually have it available, that's like green.
The big bar underneath it?
Yeah, the big bar.
Okay.
The top of that bar and like the bottom of the indicator, like the actual icon, you want like the dot in between those two exactly, pretty much.
God damn, and I thought the leaf was weird. Okay. So I may have actually been too low.
No, that was right. Yeah, I have mine instead of way back there. I had mine right here instead. And then you see like these three, this clump of leaves. Oh, not that thing. Like, if you move to the right from this roof, you see that big clump of leaves.
Is it on the vine? Or is
It's not on the vine.
It's the ones extending outward, right?
Yeah, it's the one that's
Yeah,
extending
okay.
outward. It's directly to the right of the roof.
Right.
So like the number that indicates how much fuel you have left, you know how there's like the little line beneath it? Yeah, you want to put that little line on top of the leaf and then just bring it up a little.
And am I doing the right side of that bar or the left side?
It should just be like the middle of it.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, you got it. And then the last one I had is just in case that you're worried about flank. And obviously you're probably watching flank if you're doing back here, but you can, there's a lineup over here instead. You just push yourself against this, and then you want the corner of this to line up with the corner of this. And then there is a very thin leaf. I can't really shoot.
I think I know which one you're shooting at, actually.
And you shoot like at the base of it. It's kind of hard to cover right side though, because if you aim too far to the right, you end up hitting the stone over there. So I don't even know if you can hit right side from that spot.
Let's see. And there you have it. Thank you so much to Tarieal. I honestly would have never been able to find these. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know how these setups and lineups work for you in the comments below. Please be sure to have a blessed day, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.